Hey, you are never too far gone. I am Playruption, and we are back playing some more Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. Now, since the last time I played this, the last time I played this was the very first time I've ever played a game like this. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I've played a little bit since then, not a lot, but I have played a little bit, so I have a little bit better of an idea on what I'm doing. So let's dive in. What is up with this car? Okay, a lot of brakes. So what you can do is you can actually highlight all this stuff that needs to be done, and then when you click on the car, everything that is glowing blue needs to have work done on it. And holy smokes. Alright, let's just start digging into this. The fuel, whatever this stuff is. Take that off. That needs to be replaced. A lot of stuff needs to be replaced here. Okay, we gotta take off these. All this stuff up here needs to come off. Take these bolts off. They're seized up. We gotta spray some WD-40 on them. See, I've learned the ways of a mechanic by playing this video game for like 3 hours. Trust me, I promise. How many pulleys are in the front of this car? My goodness. Gotta get the belt tensioner off of there. And we gotta take the water pump off of this. My goodness, yo. Taking the whole front end of this car off just to get to that belt. Oh, and I didn't drain the fluid. That's right, that's cheap. Oh, hold on. Wait a second. I gotta take off this. Okay, that's fine. Gotta get my ignition coils out of here before I can take the cover off. Boy, some of these look all gunked up. And these spark plugs look absolutely awful. Okay, now we can get this off and get to that belt that needs to be replaced. Look at that, the timing belt. So that's what that's called. Boy, they are absolutely shot. Well, while I'm here, it looks like we gotta replace 3 spark plugs there, 2 spark plugs there. Let's get those out and let's get those ordered. Let's do the, so it looks like there's a lot down by the brakes that need to be worked on. Let's get the engine all kind of taken care of and then go to the brakes. Gotta get this off as well. That's all rusted away. The camshafts, is that what that's called? And it looks like just the spark plugs over here are what needs it. Okay, so the timing belts. Let's go to my inventory here. Clean off my shopping list. So definitely gonna need some spark plugs, an ignition coil, the 2 timing belts, and the fuel rail. Okay, so I think I got everything on the shopping list. Timing belts, I'm gonna need 2 of these bad boys. Fuel rail DI, whatever that is, gonna need that guy. Actually gonna need 5 of these spark plugs, 3 ignition coils, and that should actually be everything to put the engine part back together. Oh, I didn't get the camshaft, did I? Nope, I forgot to order that. Brand new camshaft. Look at that boy go on there. Something satisfying about putting brand new spark plugs in. The brand new timing belts, look at how good they look. I mean, they don't look that much different, they're just new, but it looks better. Now all 405 pulleys and everything, my goodness, that's gonna take a second. I will say though, as simple as this game is, it is so much fun. I mean, you don't always have to have a super in-depth game to have something fun, or even a super complicated game to have something fun. Like this is a car mechanic simulator, and I actually enjoy it. Okay, looks like we're on the engine head covers now. Let's put those back on. Okay. Oh, we gotta put these little covers back on. And here's one over here as well. There sure is. Now, if I am not mistaken, that should be, let me look at my list here. That should be the majority of the engine, or it should be all the engine done. Okay, so now we go down here. We probably should honestly lift the cart because I think we got, that's all the engine block done, right? If I click on this, everything around the engine except for the oil change is done. And I think I need to do the fluids too, but I'll do that at the end. Let's get down here to the tires. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to clean out my inventory of stuff I don't need. Did I miss some belt tensioners? Why do I have extra belt tensioners in my inventory? I sure did. I'm glad I didn't sell that stuff. That's why you check your inventory from time to time. Make sure you don't have important stuff lying around that should be on the car. See, that's better. I knew it felt weird when I didn't spend 4 hours putting all that stuff back on. So yeah, now it's just the old stuff we'll get rid of. Alright, now when we start filling up our inventory with new stuff that needs to be replaced, I'll know exactly what I need to buy. Okay, so pads over here, these oddball. The bushings need to be replaced. I gotta do that one when I'm under the car. A lot of rubber bushings that need to be replaced. Now look at these pads, those look a little worse for the wear. Let's go around on the other side, get this tire off. This looks like we're gonna need to do a little more work over here. This inner part, whatever it is, it looks like it's kind of rusted out. Yeah, the front wheel hub is kind of shot. Why can't I take it out? Oh, I gotta take out the bearing first. There we go. Come on out, we gotta replace this one. Basically rusted to nothing. So I think I only need 4 wheel bushings, 2 sets of, let's look at the inventory. So there's 1 more rubber bushing I can't get to, so let's clean out our shopping list first. So we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. This, 2 sets of brake pads. And actually everything else is good, and that'll be the whole front of the car, so let's get that purchased. Gonna need 4 of these rubber bushings, front wheel hub, then 2 sets of brake pads. Alright, let's put this baby back together. Brand new wheel hub. Look at how new the thing looks. Just love to see it. Put the new pads on there. Let's put this rubber bushing in while I'm right here. Alright, and that whole side of the car should be good. This side we're gonna have to lift it up. This bushing down there I have to jack the car up to get to. So that'll take a second. Okay. Okay, let's lower that down. I think that should be the whole front of the car completely done. There's just the back now, I think, except for the fluids. Yes, that is the whole front of the car all done. Now we go to the back. Let's empty out the inventory, make sure we didn't miss anything. Oh my goodness, look at the rust on this bad boy. Wheel hub is like shattered, and then this one we're gonna need to replace. Oh my goodness, we're gonna need to replace a lot of stuff on this side. This stuff we'll have to do from under the car. That's fine. Let's do what we can from this side before we lift it up, and then we'll do what we need to underneath it. Almost rusted away to nothing. Let's go buy what we need to. Okay, that should be everything I need. Let's try to put this sucker back together and hope it works. Okay, let's lift it up and work on that back axle. This stuff right here. Okay, this leaf spring U-bolt has to go. Actually, just that one. And then what is this? Rubber bushing's got to go. And that's all on this side. Isn't it a little more on this side? Yeah, it's like this whole thing over here needs to go. All right, we'll get that stuff replaced. And then I think it's just the fluids, and this car is going to be on its way. And that is that side all done. Let's hop over here, replace the two things over here, the leaf spring and then the bushing. Okay, and then to my knowledge, that's the whole back end of the car done. Yeah, I think it's just, so let me look at this one more time. The oil and then the windshield. So it's just the oil and the windshield washer fluid. I think we're good. Drop her down, Hank. Who am I kidding? I'm a one-man army. Then coolant, it seems as though we emptied that as well. We probably should fill it up with coolant. Might be a good idea. All right, let's lift it up. Actually, I should have just done the oil while it was up. Gonna need to buy us an oil filter. Okay, was that everything or am I missing something? Okay, I think that is all finished. Right on, we got her out, boys. All done and everything. All right, what do we got here? Brake fluid, coolant fluid, and windshield washer fluid. Well, that's easy. Not even oil, just brake fluid, coolant fluid, and windshield washer fluid. Alright, if you say so. Let's get the brake done. Alright, now we just top them off. Simple fluid replacement. Alright, well that was one of the easiest ones I've ever done. We'll take it though. Okay, this guy was complaining about a knocking noise in the engine bay. So that's gonna be something. Then a lot of brake calipers, brake discs, then camshaft and clutch. Oh my goodness. Boy, look at this old boy. That is almost rusted away to nothing. Gonna have to get in here as well for the camshaft. Shouldn't be too difficult. Camshaft was actually pretty easy to get to. Sometimes you gotta take quite a bit of stuff off, but this was pretty easy. Ah, see, you gotta take this off, which means you gotta take all this stuff off, which means you gotta take all this stuff off, which means you gotta take this stuff off. See, that's kind of what I mean. Sometimes that is a bugger to get off. Camshaft is held on. You gotta get all these pulleys off to get it free. But that's okay. A lot of the stuff we have to replace anyway, so not too big of a deal. Oh, I didn't drain the fluid. Well, that's fine. Okay, there we go. We got to it. Let's buy the parts we need and replace that, because I think the only other piece we need to do is like down here at the bottom. And I'm pretty sure that means we have to lift the car up and come at it from the underside. Alright, now we put it all back together and get this guy. Well, I mean, I guess we still have to do some stuff in the back, don't we? Or at the brakes. I'm not sure if it's in the front. It looks like it's in the front and the back. Alright, now we gotta put all these gears back on. Always a fun time. Okay, that should be everything on the top part of the engine bay. I think we just have to lift it up and work on the tires and then the underside of the engine bay, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, let's lift her up and let's look at the underside. Holy smokes, we have to take a lot of this off to get to it. Holy smokes, we actually gotta bring the car back down. I have gotta take this off, and now it should be free to come off. Well, that's a little annoying. Not the worst thing ever. Far from the best, though. I see, now this sucker will come off. Now we can get to the oil pan. Oh, I forgot to drain the oil. I probably just covered myself in oil, but that is okay. This whole crankshaft is going to need to come off. Okay, now does it come out? No. We have to take this stuff out again on the left side. We just put all this back on. Oh my goodness. I ought to pee in your windshield washer fluid. Okay, now we should be good to go. Back up we go. Wait a sec. I have to go in from the engine bay and get the piston off. Oh my Lantis. I gotta come in from the top side and basically completely disassemble the engine, huh? Gotta take off the exhaust manifold. My goodness, we're gonna basically be taking this engine completely apart. Alright, now these are what we have to take off of here. Oh, they just pop right out. Okay, that wasn't the worst in the world. Okay. I think we're ready for that to come off. I don't hold your breath on it, but I think we're in the clear now. No, this red one. Oh, I forgot to do this one. That's why. It's like that one wouldn't come off, but now I know why. And also, there appears to be a part over here I have to take off as well. Which means I have to take off this, which means I have to take off the axles, which means I have to take off the drive shaft. Oh my gosh, we are basically completely taking this car apart. Okay. Now we can take the drive shaft off. And now the gearbox should come off. What's going on over here, man? Why aren't you coming off? I have to take the starter off. And after that from the top, oh my goodness, I'm gonna charge this person like $300 million. I'm going to be able to retire after this car. That's how much I'm gonna charge this person. I mean, my goodness, there's not many more things that I can take off the engine. We're basically down to the frame as it is. And now the gearbox will come off. Isn't that just great news? All of that for this little widget right here, the clutch release bearing. Oh my goodness, now do you come off? No, I forgot to take that other piece off. Stand by. It's just the engine block left. That's the next thing I take off is the engine block. No, I actually have to take all this stuff off too. Thought I just had to take one piece off. Alright, and that was the crankshaft or the camshaft. Wow, I've got all this stuff in here. I got a shopping list. I'm gonna have a shopping list now. Okay, was there really only like 3 things down here that need to be replaced? Holy smokes, that was... I don't even know what that is. Alright, now we just have to put this beast back together. Okay, now I need to put the axles back on, but since I have to do stuff with the tires, I might leave the tires off. Save me a little work that way. I'll put the drive shafts back on. I think we're done with those anyway. Okay, I think we're ready to start putting everything back on. I just want to check down here before we put too much back on and have to take stuff off again. Okay, actually, we are ready to put the oil pan back on. My goodness, that was actually pretty easy on the bottom, but I think up top is where we took most stuff off, like all the pulleys and all that stuff. Okay, well, I think we're done at the bottom for a while. Oh, where's my little thing? Wrong side. Slap this stuff back together and we'll be in good sitting. Okay, I better not forget to put the starter on. That could cause problems. And actually, oh, I've got to do the wiring harness, don't we? Aren't there wires? No? Did we get them all? Oh, we gotta put the ignition coils. Yeah, and then the ignition wires. That was it. And then our exhaust manifold cover. That's right. Okay, well, that is the whole engine bay rebuilt. Wow. Well, that was truly a fun experience I will never ever forget. Nothing like completely rebuilding an engine. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really did have fun playing it. That last car was an absolute doozy. But it was still fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I always like getting in and playing this game. It's really fun, despite the fact that you're just like taking out bolts and putting them back in. It's really a fun game and I really enjoy it, so I hope you enjoy it as well. If you have something you want me to play, please post it in the comments so I can take a look at it. But remember, love runs the world, so don't forget to run the world.